Storm of Locusts by Roanhorse is the second book in the Sixth World book series, the second in a plan of 4 novels by the author. This one continues the story of Maggie Hoskie. She is a monster slayer with the 2 clan powers, one being speed, the other one being killing instinct. So this book continues after the first one, and Maggie is sort of just living in isolation. She's decided to give up monster slaying and killing altogether. Started a new leaf. She also hasn't seen Kai for some time. However, the Goodacre twins show up and they tell her that Kai has been kidnapped by the White Locust. He is a cult leader of sorts who has taken, Kai, who means very much to Maggie. So she must go on a road trip with the Goodacre twins and a young girl named Ben in order to get him back. So this book suffers some of the same things that I didn't like about the first book. First, it's very short, for one thing. The book is only 300 pages, but every chapter is like 2-3 pages, so it feels a little choppy. But I also liked how one chapter was longer than the others because it had to do with standing in the sun all day. So, I guess sometimes the pacing does enrich the story a little, but most of the time it felt kind of just, 2 pages in and we're switching perspectives. 2 pages in, we're doing another chapter. So that felt kind of weird. It's probably because it's for, younger readers. This time around, there's this new character named Ben. She is a 16-year-old girl who tags along. She's kind of annoying. She doesn't really have much to do to advance the plot in terms of just tag along. She's got her own sort of character arc that doesn't really go anywhere, and she blurts out her sexual orientation for no reason near the beginning of the book. That doesn't do anything. There's no payoff for that. It just felt kind of like a let's just have that little representation checkmark, boom, and that felt kind of cheap. I did like the new relationship between Rissa and Maggie. They don't like each other and they have to go on a road trip together, so that's pretty interesting. The thing I didn't like about the book is the conveniences. There are 2 parts of the book where our heroes are facing being captured by the enemy and they escape really easily, and then something else happens and they escape really easily, and it just bugged the hell out of me because it felt really cheap. One of them was like off page. That bugged me the most. So that was something that happened in the first book a lot. They didn't describe any of the thirsty boys fighting the monsters at the end of book 1. There's a lot of off-page stuff in this book too. Besides the pacing, the shortness, and the annoying characters, I did like the villain. The White Locust is a really interesting character. He doesn't get much page time, but when he's there, he's interesting. But I feel like he also has a sort of villain of the week sort of thing going on because he's just sort of like the distraction of the book. It feels very entry level. This book feels like, just a placeholder to get to the next one. There's no overarching story. It's just like an adventure of the week to sort of, have our characters do some stuff. Overall, though, there is a lot of good world building. I really enjoyed the, we leave the Dineta and we go to the Malpais, and it's definitely not, nice when they go there. So everything seemed, I love that, one of the things that drew me to this book series was it's a post-apocalyptic dystopia, which I enjoy. So I liked how the world building compounded a little bit. We got a little bit more because they're leaving the safety of the area that they live in. We get to explore some of the outer lands of sorts. So I like that aspect the most out of all the stuff in the book, and I like the villain. But there are a lot of grating other things I didn't like, especially the plot conveniences. It's the equivalent of like a jungle explorer and his love interest being captured by cannibalistic tribe, and he's like, oh no, we're about to be eaten, but they found my pocket watch, so they're gonna let us go. And they're also going to take us to the cave and give us the treasure that we've been looking for. How convenient, to have 2 conveniences like that. It really bugged me a lot. It happened in the middle of the book, and one of them being off page. So that's my biggest gripe. The book also does have a little sort of, not a cliffhanger, but it's sort of like, teaser for the next book. And honestly, this book kind of turned me off a little bit on this series. I might not continue after this one. The first one had its ups and downs, but I liked the concept. And but this one just seemed kind of, you know, all over the place. So those are my thoughts on Storm of Locusts by Rebecca Roanhorse.